perhaps is the biggest betrayal of women and women's rights in this country. It's politicians doing what they do best, pointing in the other direction, trying to deflect blame perhaps, when all the women of this country want is assurances from their elected representatives that they will do right by them.
Yes. So, violence against women, and particularly sexual violence against women, has become the latest kind of endemic in our country. We have failed to provide safety and security to our daughters, to the women of India. And unfortunately, we are seeing a huge incidence whereby any violence against women, any issue of rape, any issue of gang rape, any issue of sexual assaults on women gets politicized. It becomes about BJP, it becomes about Congress, it becomes about whichever political party that is in power. It is shameful that we are celebrating 75 years of India's independence. We are celebrating our Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, but we are unable to provide basic safety and security to our daughters. So the women comprise half the population of our country, and still we as a society, we as a system, and all of us as a government, all those who are sitting in the government, have failed to provide that atmosphere and that climate of safety and security. So it's really a big problem. And I feel that the political parties, their priorities lie elsewhere. And there is very little attention or prioritizing which is being done about women's issues generally and women's safety and security in particular. So I think it should be the priority to provide this kind of assurance to all women.
Absolutely, and that's really what's important. And Mahima Singh, which is why I hope that Ashok Gehlot, or at least the Child and Women Welfare Minister in the state, comes out and says something. You keep bringing up the example of the Ankita Bhandari case in Uttarakhand, and we here on CNN News 18 question that as well, about whether or not there was an attempt at cover-up, whether or not there was an attempt to bulldoze the evidence. But the fact of the matter is the Chief Minister of the state did come out and give a statement, did give some assurances to the family. Can we expect the same out of Ashok Gehlot?
I would just say, a very pertinent question here, Poonam, is whether it is more important for the law to take its course in spite of undermining the law as it was done in Uttarakhand, or it is more important for the CM to right away come out. He will come out, I'm very sure, at the right stage, at the right time. The law is taking its course. Whereas in the country, we don't see the Union Minister for Women and Child Affairs, Ms. Smriti Irani. We don't see the Prime Minister. Unnao has happened, Kathua has happened, Hathras has happened. A daughter was burnt illegally in the midnight. Have we ever seen the Prime Minister or the Woman and Child Affairs?
You can't compare apples and oranges. Why bring in the Prime Minister? We're talking about the head of the state. Ashok Gehlot is not just the Chief Minister of the state, he's also the Home Minister, which means he's directly responsible for the law and order in the state. He does not have to come right away and speak of it. But yesterday he made a public appearance. He said, I wish the people of this state give me another chance next year. This morning he had a public appearance yet again where he spoke about the Congress's leadership and his conversations with Sonia Gandhi and how Kharge would be a great leader to lead the Congress party. He's been making public appearances, making those kind of statements. One word of assurance to the people of his state, to the daughters of his state, is that too much to ask for?
I ask the same of Smriti Irani and our Honorable Prime Minister, please.
So this is just how it is going to be. If the BJP does not do it, then why should the Congress do?
Unlike UP, unlike Uttarakhand, the law is its course and very much in abidance with that. The law is not undermined anywhere, unlike it is done in the BJP states. Bernard Marak of Meghalaya...
And Mahima Singh, I'm sure the BJP disagrees you with on that, but that's really where it's come down to. It's just about politics, unfortunately. We do hope, cutting across political party lines, that elected representatives who came to power on promises of fighting for their people, of ensuring the safety and security of their people, especially of their women folk, come out and actually deliver on those promises. One word of assurance, one comment of assurance is something that could go a long way for building that confidence in the people of this country. And I thank you all for joining me on this broadcast, but I'm running out of time. And we, of course, will be tracking all the very latest developments in that case and many more. Before now,